Alright, I guess I'll be recording this for YouTube. Today we are going to be doing something special. We are going to be building the Lego world map. This is the instruction manual, and this is kind of what the finished product will look like. This is the largest Lego set by piece that Lego has ever made at, I believe, gosh, what is it? 11,695 pieces. It says it on the box that I've got up on my stream. It's massive. So essentially, there's these squares, which you can see here. There are 40 of them. Is that right? Hold on. Let me see if I remember how I did the math up for this. Right. There are 40 of them. This is split into 2 sections of 10 and 1 section of 20 for the 3 sections of the map. So you can see here we will be working on section 1, where sections 2 and 3 are just massive. And the instructions for this are actually really interesting because it basically just shows you page by page what each square will look like. So this is like what I'm going to be doing here. And you can see each of these squares has a number on it, which corresponds to this stick here, which then matches up with each of these bins, which you can't see all of them. So this thing is huge. I will be keeping all of this like kind of off screen, so you'll mostly just be seeing me put in these pieces. So like getting started here, we got 5. I'm so glad these are just little round bits. Because like on some of the larger Lego sets I've built, I've got a small model of the Taj Mahal that like lining up the little squares was just a pain in the ass. But this, you don't have to worry about lining up the squares because they're all circle. Doesn't matter how you rotate them, they all line up. So I don't know that I'm going to do all of this on stream. I'm thinking I might just try and do the first section and see how I feel after that, because this is a lot. And it's especially daunting to ask people to sit and watch for hours upon hours of putting dots on squares. Plus, I'm supposed to entertain you guys for all this time while I'm out here. So, 4, 4. And then the last 2 of this row are also 4s. 6 and 5. To give you an idea of what I'm using here, this is just like a meal prep kit that I have 3 of these, each divided into categories with the specific numbers, except for white, which white is just in 1 large because white is clearly going to have the most. All right. I'm used to starting and finishing a Lego set in the same day. I think this is absolutely going to be one of the first that I don't, because I don't want to. This, like, just even starting this, I'm just like, this is insane. So one of the nice things about this is Lego does give you tools to help with removing these things if you mess up. So here I've got like a little, it's almost like a little Lego crowbar. Let me see if I can. And you basically would just use it to like get up underneath the Lego piece and pop it off. If you need to do mass removal, they gave you the Lego, like, I don't know, shovel. And like I've seen smaller versions of these where you can use it to like stick onto a piece and then basically break the seal. But this is intended to be like get a whole bunch under there and just pop off a bunch. Like a Lego spatula, yeah. Oh god, what was I doing? It's Final Fantasy IX music right now. That's this one. I need to play Final Fantasy IX. I've never gotten all the way through it, so it's definitely on my list of games I want to play. All right, we got 4-4. Losing pieces to the floor. So, essentially, what this is supposed to be representing is, the yellow and a light blue. Oh, do I? A yellow and a light blue in my green. Was it in this green or was it in one of the other ones? It also might be just light reflecting. The light green bin. Okay. Yeah, it might just be light reflecting because there's nothing in there that isn't green. All right. Yeah, like I just dug through it. I didn't see anything in there. If it stays sus for too long, maybe it'll vent itself out of the bin. But look at that. We already got 3 sections. 3 rows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3 of 16. I'm sure it'll figure itself out when I start finishing this and there's less. Because, like, essentially, there's 11,000 pieces on my desk right now. If an earthquake happens, I die. I just die. Three. On the plus side, this is why I'm recording this, is so that if something like that does happen, you guys can go like it on YouTube and make fun of me for years and years to come. The worst part of all of this is when I realize, like, 8 rows down that I've been 1 row off for a while. Another problem I have with this is I have dogs in my house. Currently, none of which are sleeping on my bed. And so I find myself, like, constantly having little hairs from them. Alright, we start with 4 threes. A 5. 2 more threes. Three fours. Oh, I just realized. This piece is going to be Alaska by the time we're done. Feels weird to say that, but I guess I don't have album art for Crisis Core. Skip. There we go. Shadowbringers. Final Fantasy 1 music? The Omega fights from Stormblood may have been on the Shadowbringers soundtrack. All right. This next row is going to be a lot of 3. Hey, there we go. This is a new one. A 7. We're gonna immediately see some more sevens. Hey, Demi Gamer. We are building a Lego set today. I've got the box art up on the stream. It is a world map with ocean depth charts that I just started building. And to show again, this is the instructions for it. It's just a bunch of colored dots with circles. So I'm basically just aligning everything up. The fun part about this is once I'm done with this, I actually have little markers, little additional Lego pieces that I'm going to actually map out some close friends and family and stuff in different locations on the map. An example being like I just had a foreign exchange student who went back home to Finland, and I'm absolutely going to mark their spot on the map as soon as I get done with Finland. First, however, I have to finish all the rest of this. She went home for good. She finished her stay here. And Mal, don't think I don't have a pin already set out for you guys. Georgia is a little small on here, but I'm gonna basically like northern Georgia is all gonna just be covered for you guys. Four. It's really like somber music for doing a world map. Oh, yep. Oh no, she's referring to Sevi. We joke that Sevi left me to go live with Mal, and that Sevi is now my ex-boyfriend. Honestly, like I consider myself to have pretty laser focused attention. I don't know that my attention can do this. Not in one setting. Like I may have to do little bits at a time or something. This is far more daunting than I could have thought. Oh, we got a new color. Reach in and get a 9. 6 and 7. Halfway through one tile. So essentially it's going to be this. So I'll hold this up so you can see my face. This 5 times height and 8 times wide. It's gonna be pretty big. I don't know the full dimensions off the top of my head, but quite large. Alright, so this is 8. Um, yeah, possibly. I'm not good at guessing sizes off the top of my head, so I honestly couldn't tell you. Now we're getting into some good music. I don't need that piece. I need an 8. Alright. Let's go 5 and a 6. Seven in between them. There's gonna be another new color. That one's kind of hard to see, but there is a now like a navy tile. Might be easier to show up here. Circle it for you. But there's a navy tile, which is supposed to be kind of like really shallow water or like shoreland. Alright, so let's see. 868. Alright, we're getting down to the final bits of this. Once you get going, it actually moves pretty quickly. Skip 3. Navy? Nah, it's actually pretty easy. They just, they're basically like, you can kind of see there's like the little race sections on it, and these are just little pegs that just, flat pieces that just sit on it. You just press, they go right on. Okay, so all of the black on this now gets filled in with white. This is where it should start looking interesting. This sounds like it's from Dissidia. What do we got here? This doesn't actually tell me what it is. Oh man, I just realized if I hit like a point where I'm doing like Russia's just gonna be a white square. So any of the colored pieces that aren't white don't have a peg on top, so it's actually just a flat, smooth surface, so nothing will actually snap on top of it. But all of the white locations, or all the white pieces, do have a peg on top, so that you can actually put markers on them to denote locations on the map. This music is far more intense than this session of building Lego should imply. You're fine, Demi Gamer. You guys talking and giving me things to say is really helping me through this. It barely feels like I've only been at this 30 minutes, but classic Final Fantasy XIV music from the Rome Reborn zones. Alright, we're almost done with our first tile. I used to have a half-brother that lived in Alaska. He lives in Colorado now. And there we have it. It's our first tile. By itself, it doesn't look like too much, but it will be far more impressive. I have nowhere to set this. You go over there. New blank plate. Oh boy. You know what? I'm going to do white first on this one. Because on this one, there's so little white. Ooh, Crystal Tower. Some of my favorite Final Fantasy music right here. Okay, this is all the land on this tile. The rest of it's gonna be colors. The interesting thing about this music is that the way that it works, it seamlessly flows in and out of combat. This is the non-combat music, and when you go into combat, it becomes a slightly more upbeat, more intense version of the same song. I really like that they do that. But this is a raid dungeon song, so what do you expect but intense music? Crystal Tower is also the last dungeon of Final Fantasy III. This music also got remixed into the very popular track A Long Fall from the Shadowbringers expansion, which then got Meme to Hell and Back, and also still good music. Yeah, when you only have like 2 rows, it just looks like a colored mess. But as you can see with the first tile we finished, it just looks so good when it's done. This thing is going to be massive and beautiful, and I'm going to love it. I think this is going to be one of my favorite Lego assemblies I've ever done. And I've done quite a few of the larger sets. Like I said, I've got a miniature Taj Mahal. I've got the Voltron robot, which actually separates into the 5 individual robots. That's really neat. I've got the Lego NES set, which has like a TV that plays like the first level of the original NES Mario. They're all like really wonderful pieces, and assembling them was a blast. This one though, very different, very unusual. So I just did my 898. So let's get in some threes. Oh, hey, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's a game I highly recommend for you guys if you haven't played it. The Final Fantasy VII Remake is so much fun. Alright, Dimmy, it's nice having you in. Feel free to come back. I'll be working on this for a while. I don't know how long I'm going to stream it. I thought I was going to do the first 10 panels. I don't even know if I'm going to do that much, because this is a lot. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Getting further in and further in. That was 7 and an 8. Pretty soon, like a large section of this is just going to be 3, 4s, and 5s, which are these like the dark blue, the light blue, and a darker green. Speaking of which, section of the dark blue here. Oh, is this some Agrabah music? This is making me want to play some of the Kingdom Hearts rhythm game, which is just a blast. So, no matter how I end up doing this, if I end up streaming it or if I end up finishing it off on my own, I absolutely will post pictures because I'm sure people are going to want to see how this looks when it's done. I actually don't know where this music is in Shadowbringers. And 6, 3, 3, 5. Nine, 4, 7. Remix of Final Fantasy 13 music from Dissidia. I was worried I made a mistake there for a second, but everything's fine. It's good. Everything lines up. Alright, so that's another halfway done. Yeah, it's taken roughly 30 minutes a tile. That's insane. 30 minutes a tile, that's 20 hours. Oh my god. That's not... I'm not streaming all this. Oh, yeah, we got a banger. Anything from the Pulse album is choice music. I'm so glad they put this in the game too, where like you can actually put this as your house music. Hey, puppy. Sorry if it seems I go kind of like all over the place with this. I know if some of you guys may have OCD and it's like I do stuff so out of order, but it's making sense in here and it's helping me like not lose my place. It's such a good song. What we got next? Oh, some Stormblood music. Oh, it's Nighttime in Kugane, eh? Oh, this is some credits music right here. Ah, there we go. My first mistake. Had to happen eventually. This game has such a good soundtrack. Even if this does sound a little Kingdom Heartsy. Which is not a bad thing, by any means. Tile 2. So, there we now have all of Alaska complete at just under an hour. Alright. I might do 3 or 4 tiles and then call it a stream. Oh my gosh. This one just has so many 4s. I really do think Final Fantasy 13 had some good music. It's just a shame that the game sucks. Alright, I really do need to start filling in some of these other spaces. Because this is going to start to run me off. This almost low-key sounds like some Professor Layton music. Back to Kingdom Hearts. I'm fairly certain I played this in the Kingdom Hearts rhythm game, which is real good. Like this is a fun song, but it's giving me like weird flashbacks to hating something. I also like how the first for the first block I absolutely had to use this color code, and now it's just like my mind has already assigned numbers to all of these things. So like I know what bin is what number now. Alright, starting to fill out. Okay. Oh, the glorious Moogle March. I wouldn't be surprised if I lost all my viewers because of that song. right. Here's a classic bop. Oh, this square is very boring, very blue. Oh gosh, and I'm looking at it and it's gonna be a lot of boring blue. The next one... Oh, the next one's got some orange in it. And then we get to the white that is Antarctica. Alright, so... What am I doing here? Four, 5, 5. I think this is Hawk Manor's music. I lost a piece to the ground. Let's see if I can retrieve it. Got it. Okay. Oh. Kingdom Hearts. I was like, I don't know this song. I do. This is like Olympus Coliseum. I think it's sad that I know more about like where music is from in video games than I do about some of the video games. Uh, just two. Working on my third one. Oh, hey, this is Great Google Library Hard. Lovely classical piano work on this piece. All right, we're nearing the end of our third plate. And the last one. Okay, so there's third plate down. To show off with the continuation of the previous plate. And now if I add in the first plate as well, we have Alaska going down the coast, uh, some islands, and a lot of ocean. And this is basically going to continue this way until we get to the fifth plate, which will have a large section of Antarctica. All right. Fourth plate. Whew. This one has a lot of color. So, this is a classic Bandai Digivice. I recently picked one up, and I have been raising two Digimon on it. So it was beeping at me because they need attention. It's essentially the old virtual pets, if any of you guys are old enough to remember those. So I'm just taking a break here to feed and clean up after these things. Yes, like a Tamagotchi. The interesting thing about these, if you see these ports here at the top, you could actually connect two of these together and have your little creatures on here fight each other, which is an interesting thing. Um, there are some very strict like guidelines that you have to follow with this if you want them to like evolve the right way or grow the right way. And I've been very good at keeping on to it for right now, which is the only reason that I'm actually taking a break here to do this is because I don't want to I don't want to lose my progress that I've made because it would set me back like a week on this. Okay. They should be good for a few hours now, so that's gonna be the last you see of my digital pets. 5 and 6. 4, 8, 10. Yes, you know each other. Oh, I caught that one. I'm not gonna let you guys flip out over that. Here we go. This is a banger. I also think it's funny. Any of my friends who have ever ridden in a car with me have absolutely heard almost all of this music. Because this is what I jam out to in my car. Nope, messed up again. It's always fun finding people you know in chat. Yep, this is definitely starting to get to me. I'm starting to make more and more mistakes. Got some space paranoids. God, it's a weird face. Be nice to each other. Oh, throwback Final Fantasy VI. Don't fight in chat, guys. This is a fun place. We're building Lego. think that's all the oranges for the rest of this little bit. Oh, this is the song I think sounds like another song. I can never think of the song it sounds like either. But this is definitely a different song. Five, 7, 6, 7. Oh, it's the Skyrim theme. Alright, we're getting close to our 4th plate done. Three more. 4. Colorful 4th plate done. All ocean. Alright. So I think this is going to be the 5th and final plate that we do today. I'll link the plates up and I'll show you guys how they look once they all connect. And then I'll probably call it a stream. Been going for about an hour and a half now. This will put it at about the 2-hour mark. You know what? I haven't done white in a while. Let's just do the white part of this at the first. Get Antartica out of the way. What's going on Saturday? You guys got plans? Alright, and our first bit of Antarctica is done. Now to finish up the ocean around it. Okay. Oh, more Dissidia music. Bum, 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 bum. If you need a good way to pass the time, you could always go watch my YouTube channel. Uh, in the bio below on my Twitch page and catch up on some of my past streams you may have missed. Though I haven't streamed for like a month because I've been off and on sick. It's just slowly dying in the world, but you know how it goes. I have made mistakes. Yeah, this is my 5th block, and I think this is going to be the end of it for me. For today, for the stream, at least. Welcome back, Mel. Alright. I'm down to Antarctica, as you can clearly see. Oof, I'm glad you had a safe drive at the very least. I've seen the traffic out in your area. It's not great. Some classic underwater music from Stormblood. Oh yeah, no, I'm probably not gonna finish this today. This is what I do. Like, this is a very relaxing thing for me. I enjoy this a lot. Honestly, like, this isn't that expensive of a Lego set. It's about $250. And considering, like, some of the larger Lego sets, like, the next largest one piece wise is like $800 and is the Millennium Falcon. But for being only $250 but 11,000 pieces, this is definitely a project. They have smaller things. This is part of their art lineup, and they have smaller ones that are like um, the Harry Potter house crests. They've got the Beatles, where you can do like portraits of the Beatles. They've got the Andy Warhol Marilyn Monroe painting. Um, so they got a whole bunch of these art ones. My problem with them is a lot of them are designed to be like, you want to have four of them and you can only make one per kit, whereas this, you're making the full world map. So I'm super excited for this. I'm so glad that this is exactly what I wanted it to be. Yes, I do like puzzles too. Which, boy, I have been sitting on a massive puzzle. I don't I don't even want to know if I can start it. It's a 3,000 piece Where's Waldo puzzle. And it's so daunting that I don't even know where to begin with it. I bought a frame for it so that I can like frame it when I'm done. But in order to frame it when I'm done, I have to start on it. Oh god, I don't think I could put you guys through that. Also, I can't do that one at my desk. This works here because I've got like a small space that I can work on each individual square. But for like that, I would have to set up a whole new stream setup where like I've got cameras pointing at it. The whole thing would just be crazy. I don't even want to think about trying to stream that. All right, where'd it go? The worst part about this is dropping a piece. Because I swear, it's like I know I dropped one, I just gotta find it now. There it is. You know, I thought I would be too shy about it too, like camera shy. But it's really not that bad. Yeah, you don't have to put your face up. Um, you can really do like whatever you want too. You don't have to do video games. You don't have to do Lego sets. Um, you know, I know you do art stuff. You could do art stuff. Yes, you do stream your art sometimes on Picardo, right? Oh, I was thinking Lil Phelan. It's actually also hi there, Corey to the max. This is actually a very new set. It only just came out a few days ago. Um, I immediately snagged it as soon as it came out. I was like, I know, 100%. This is what I want to work on next. And I'm glad I did because I believe it's sold out online right now, and you have to go to a Lego store to find it. But if you can get your hands on this, I highly recommend it. This is a fantastic build. And also, with the way things are anymore, yeah, I'll gladly be a nerd and stay up and try and snag this Lego set that I want. Cause like, have you seen the PlayStation 5 sales? Like, you can't buy them. They don't exist. And I've been a little worried that people keep saying like, "Oh, they're gonna announce the new Nintendo Switch Pro," and I'm like, they fucking better not, cause I'm gonna want one, and you can't buy that shit. You can't buy anything like that. So I'll just be here building my Lego world map. Hey, thanks for the follow. I'm gonna warn you, I don't always do Lego. This was just a thing. I had this set, I wanted to build it, I needed to get back to streaming, and I thought this will be perfect. Uh, I do plan. I do plan on getting back to my Bravely Default 2 playthrough. I'm getting real close to the end on that game, so I absolutely need to sit down and just get through it. Also, Corey, since I don't think you've been here since the beginning and haven't seen it, this is how the instruction manual looks for this. It's basically just giving me a grid with numbers. And then I've got this little tool here that shows off all the colored circles and the number that they are assigned to. So this is my fifth plate. After I finish this up, I am going to connect the plates together and show you guys how that looks. All right. This is some banging music for this right now. The main combat theme from Final Fantasy XIV. So this came with a soundtrack to listen to while you were building it, and I was gonna originally play that, but it turns out when they said soundtrack, what they really meant was like a commentary thing. So it's like, oh, we're gonna interview people from around the world and the person that designed this Lego set, and I'm like, I want music. Yeah, I've got the music turned down pretty low. Okay, so that is that. Now we just got to finish up this little bit up here. Okay. Classic Final Fantasy VII combat music. Yeah, my text tone is the private message sound from Final Fantasy XIV. So all of my friends that play that, whenever they hear my phone go off, they're like, "Oh, someone's sending me a message." No, no, that's me. All right. Our last two pieces here. We got an 8 and a 10. All right, and so now the instructions call for this to be assembled. So I'm going to step away for a second and grab the other pieces, and we'll get these 5 plates put together. All right, I also wanted to go ahead and show off that included with this are these little pieces here. These are wall anchors so that you can actually hang this on the wall. Oh yes, it does. It gives you a mini crowbar to pop off the things, and it also gives you a bigger, like, I'll hold it up to the wrong camera. A bigger like spatula, which if you're a Lego fan, you've seen this piece before. It's the essential like pry off thing, but it's four instead of two, which is different and interesting. All right. Oh, nice. We're gonna finish this up with some Traverse Town. Alright, so here we've got the other plates, showing them off in reverse order here. So it's kind of tough to see, but there's these holes in the plates. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sticking connector rods in there. And this will allow us to connect them all. This is really good music, but this is not appropriate music for this. This is the final fight, or like the main antagonist theme from Crisis Core. And there we have it. There is Alaska and the oceans to the west of the United States. And so that is 1/8 of my world map completed. Alright. I've been at this for about 2 hours now. I think I'm going to call it here for today, just because this is a little exhausting. I might come back and do a stream of the last 5, or maybe like showing off the completed thing. Because this was a blast. I had a lot of fun with this. I think that this is a really cool set. It's turning out so beautifully. I'm loving the way it looks. There's all sorts of things you could do with it. I'll try and show off some of the other stuff you can do with it as well. So when it's completed, here's a picture. When it's completed, it will have like a full frame around it, and you will be able to hang it on the wall. And in addition to that, they actually do they don't give you the instructions for it, but they do tell you that like you can customize the colored tiles. The instructions they give you show it for ocean depth, but like here's an example of someone who did like some artsy stuff with theirs. You can see where it's got like patterns and designs. There's like a skull out in the ocean off of Africa or South America. Kind of covered up by the lady's arm, you can't really see, but there's like a octopus. almost like a Rubik's Cube between Africa and North America. Just a lot of designs you can do with it. Um, and then because of the way that the tiles are connected, you could actually arrange it as any kind of world map that you're familiar with. So I'm just going for the basic standard world map. I say the standard, the one that I've always seen and am familiar with. But you could also have it set where North America is at the center, and you could have it set where uh, at the center is like China, the Asia areas. So it's really neat, has a lot of customization to it. You could get really clever with it if you really wanted to. Like I said, I'm just going for the bog standard basic version. I'm a little boring, but also it's fun. It's a blast. I'm going to go ahead and end this recording that I will be putting up on YouTube. But thanks again, everyone who came out and decided to watch me do some Legos and just have a nice, calm, relaxing time. Thanks again, Corey to the Max, for following. And I hope to see all of you guys again soon.